Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Now, Wendy Williams will be receiving her Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame very soon. So honestly, this should be the time of a lifetime. But unfortunately, that's not the way her 2019 has been set up. Things couldn't be further from the truth. Now, as you all know, this year, Wendy hit her husband Kelvin with divorce papers. She got him booted from her television show and ultimately out of the family home. Since then, Wendy has been rubbing elbows with the very same people that she's talked so much junk about for years on her show. She's also been boot up with her young bae, honey, dipping and doing it, right? Well, as you remember, last month, her son was involved in a fight with his father, Big Kev, which ultimately resulted in him getting locked up. Well, now, not only has his mugshot been released, but the 911 transcript has been released as well. So you all remember that there was speculation about the headlock that Big Kev put Lil Kev in.
You know I don't like you around my mama, Melvin. Cause you foul. You a dirty motherfucker, Melvin.
Mom.
That was true. Lil Kev punching his dad in the nose to break loose.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my dog. Take that. That's my dog.
That was true as well, but all of the ins and outs weren't really released to the public. That was up until this police report came out, y'all, and when y'all find out what prompted the police to even arrest him, it will blow your mind. So let's get into it. So this all happened on May 21st in West Orange, New Jersey at 10 o'clock p.m. at a convenience store that was close to the couple's home named Krauser's. Now the report states that an officer arrived to a family dispute in progress and upon arrival he separated them. The report from Officer Michael Palazzano reads, "I then spoke to Kevin Hunter Jr., who was the defendant, who stated that he was involved in a verbal altercation. Lil Kev said snitches get stitches or snitches get handcuffs and might not make it out, honey, and I ain't about to tell on myself. It was verbal, officer." Child, so this is where things got crazy. Lil Kev stated that he called Big Kev a bitch, which caused Big Kev to approach him in an aggressive manner and started pointing his fingers very close to his face. Now, Kevin Jr. then admitted to pushing Big Kev, which caused them to start wrestling with one another. Now, an innocent bystander intervened according to the report, and Kevin Jr. called his mom, Wendy Williams, who was not on the scene. Now, the report also included the transcript of Wendy Williams' 2 911 calls. Wendy said, "Hi, I'm calling to file a complaint and call the police to a strip mall that's on Mount Pleasant and at Krauser's. I don't know the address, ma'am. I'm in New York City and I'm waiting for Lil Kev to come home." Big Kev fought him and put him in a headlock in the Krauser's, where you go and buy cigarettes and things like that. Do you know that tiny strip mall across from the X sign? So, okay, on the second 911 call, Wendy said, "Okay, Lil Kev is 18 years old and he was taking an Uber, and as he started to go away, when he called me and I told him to turn around and file a police report. My husband and I are going through a divorce, and Lil Kev told me something about Big Kev putting him in a headlock and screaming about money and telling him basically accosting him and attacking him in the store, and I want to file a police report. There are witnesses there because there are workers at the store." Now, I understand Wendy was upset, but I do think that these two gentlemen would have handled things without the police being called. Because the police were called and more attention was brought to the situation, unfortunately, Lil Kev was locked up. However, I do feel that anytime you call your daddy a bitch, you deserve to be put in a headlock, and much more. You have to respect your parents, even if things are not to your liking as far as how he's been treating your mother. Big Kev denied striking his son. He said he only wrestled with the teen after being struck in the face. Kevin Jr. was arrested for domestic violence, simple assault, and transported to the police station where he was charged and later released. Now, Kevin Sr. refused to cooperate with the investigation, and he did not allow pictures of the injuries to be taken. The police officer did state that Big Kev was bleeding at the time of his arrival. Lil Kev has been given a court date of June 25th. Okay, so let's get into this other Wendy tea. So yesterday, Wendy Williams was in my hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina, for the Black Enterprise FWD conference, and she was an open book, and I love it. Wendy spoke candidly about moving on on professionally and personally from her husband. And from the way she talked, Wendy definitely needs to leave this little boy, Marc Tomlin, alone and do some serious soul searching. Now, I don't know if y'all heard this saying before, but they say the best way to get over a man is to get underneath another one. Maybe that's just what my little nasty friends was telling me. But I'm going to tell y'all, the way Wendy sounds in this interview, it sounds like she's dipping and doing it and closing her eyes thinking about Kelvin the whole time. And it's very understandable. When you marry someone, you picture it being forever. Divorce is never the end game. So sis is going through a lot right now. So Wendy said it's been hard because Hunter, her husband, who allegedly had a baby this year with his mistress, who he claimed he's only been with for 11 years, was her biggest supporter. Wendy said, my husband and I were partners, but I just had to clean the slate and start over. So this is new to Wendy, but being single at 54 is something that she knows she can do. She's been married before and she's had to start over before. However, this marriage was longer and now there was a child involved. Wendy said, I didn't meet my husband until my 29th birthday. At that point, I was already a property owner. I was already a radio star. I was already the boss of my own life. So it's not new. I'm returning to that life, but with a bigger platform.
My husband and I were partners, but, and he's also not the executive producer anymore. So he's not, you just have to clean the slate and start over. And I'm good at what I do in this new role. At least I think so. I'm a mess.
It's new.
Oh my God. No, it's not new. No, it's not new. Because I didn't meet my husband until my 29th birthday. And those years before, I was already a property owner. I was already a radio star. I was already the boss of my own life. You know what I mean? So it's not new. It's just, I'm returning to that life, but with a bigger platform, if you know what I'm saying. And I love it. I slid into it effortlessly.
Really?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Child, so while Wendy is making all of these proclamations that she loves her new life and she's been stepping out with this much younger man with a questionable past, she shares it's scary as well. Now, this is where things got juicy. Wendy began to talk about her success and she said, I will say this, there was no one else that knew that I could do this. Kevin was the one who told me I could do it. When Kevin entered my life, he was 23 and I was 29 and he was available. It was always me, my attorney, and Kevin. His name wasn't on the paperwork, but he was a huge part of that. Y'all listen to this. She said, now I cheer for myself, but I'm still madly in love with him. You see it in my eyes. Wendy!
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm human. I've been through a divorce as well. I know you just can't fall out of love that quickly. However, still being madly in love with someone who has fathered another baby with someone else and that's pretty much moved on and said, forget you. I don't know if I would be in love with you. I would probably still love you, but not necessarily be in love with you, if you guys know what I'm saying. I don't know. Anyway, when it comes down to Wendy Williams Foundation, which was the Hunter Foundation that she shared with her soon-to-be ex-husband, she dissolved it in May of this year. She did say that she will be starting up another one once she gets her stuff sorted out first. She said, when I can get myself well, then I can get back. But I had to heal myself first. You can't really help anyone or share anything until you're whole yourself. You guys, this was so much going on this Wendy Williams story. I want to hear from you. What do you guys think about Lil Kev calling Big Kev a bitch? Like, you really don't do that with your family, honey. Let me know what you think about that. And also Wendy Williams' meeting in Charlotte, where she said that she was still madly in love with Kelvin. Where they do that at? Leave a comment and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Now, before I end this video, I want to tell you about a company called Ash Kicking. Now, you know your girl Chronicles would not promote a company without doing one of those thorough Chronicle Speaks investigations, honey. And Ash Kicking definitely passed the test. Y'all make sure to check out ashkicking.com for one of the best 100% natural home fragrance and beauty products, honey. And use my code Chronicles at checkout for an extra 15% off just for you. Also, make sure to check out X Moisture, which is a 100% organic moisturizer that destroys all your skin problems. Eczema, dry skin, rosacea, you name it, they got you covered. They also have before and after pictures. Check them out at www.xmoisture.com and tell them your girl Chronicles sent you. And before you go, don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, like this video, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.